You open your phone, someone got promoted, someone is traveling, and suddenly your life feels smaller.
Comparison is human, but it's also dangerous. Today, we talk about how to stop.
Comparison is the thief of joy. Today, we find out what to do about it.
If comparison has ever stolen a perfectly good day from you, this episode is for you.
I'm Camila. This is the Fluentjoy podcast. Subscribe. We show up every week.
I'm John.
And I'm Camila. Welcome to the Fluentjoy podcast.
And if this is your first time here, we are so glad you found us.
We talk about real things, real feelings, real English.
Subscribe so you don't miss a single episode.
Okay, I have to start with a confession.
Already, we're 30 seconds in.
I know, but it's relevant, I promise.
Go ahead.
Last week I was having a perfectly good day.
Perfectly good. Not amazing, just good.
Exactly. Good is enough. I was happy.
And then?
And then I opened Instagram.
Ah,
And I saw someone I went to school with.
let me guess.
She had just launched her own company. Beautiful photos, perfect office, hundreds of comments saying congratulations.
And your perfectly good day?
Gone, just like that.
In about 45 seconds.
45 seconds of scrolling and I went from content to completely inadequate.
Inadequate. That's an important word. Say it again.
Inadequate. It means not good enough, not measuring up.
Not enough for what?
That's the interesting question. For what? I had no answer.
Because comparison doesn't come with a reason, it just lands.
Like a cold splash of water when you weren't expecting it.
Has this happened to you? I'm sure it has.
Of course it has. It happens to everyone.
And that's where we want to start today.
With the simple truth that comparison is one of the most human things we do.
We have been comparing ourselves to other people since we were children.
He got a bigger piece. She got a better grade. They have a nicer house.
Our brains are literally wired for it.
Wired. Like the cables in a machine. Your brain is built to compare.
Because for thousands of years, knowing where you stood in your group kept you safe.
If everyone else in the village had food and you didn't, that was important information.
Comparison was a survival tool.
But now we're not in a village,
We're on the internet.
where we can compare ourselves to literally 8 billion people.
At any hour of the day.
And most of those people are showing you only their highlights.
Their best moments, their best angles, their best news.
Not the bad days. Not the failures. Not the 6 a.m. before the coffee.
So we're comparing our real life, all of it, the mess and the ordinary,
To someone else's carefully curated highlight reel.
curated, like a museum curator who selects only the best pieces to put on display.
And leaves everything else in the back room.
And then we wonder why we feel like we're losing.
You can't win a race where you don't know the actual distance.
And you can't compare your whole life to someone's best moments.
It's not a fair competition.
It was never meant to be one.
So here's the first big idea of today.
Comparison is not just unfair, it's also incomplete.
You never see the full picture.
You see the promotion, not the 3 years of rejection that came before it.
You see the vacation photos, not the debt they went into to afford it.
You see the relationship photos, not the arguments behind closed doors.
You see the confident English speaker on stage, not the years of embarrassment before.
You're comparing your chapter 3 to their chapter 20.
Chapter, like a part of a book. Your story is at a different point than theirs.
And a book at chapter 3 isn't worse than a book at chapter 20.
It's just earlier.
You're not behind, you're at a different point in your own story.
That phrase changed everything for me when I first heard it.
Which phrase?
You're not behind. You're at a different point in your own story.
It removes the race completely.
There is no finish line that everyone shares.
Everyone has their own finish line.
And their own starting point.
And their own terrain. Some roads are harder than others.
Some people started with more resources, more support, more luck.
And comparing your path to theirs isn't measuring the same thing.
It's like comparing how fast you swim across a river when they have a boat.
Okay, now let's get into the psychology of this.
Psychology, the study of the mind and behavior.
Because understanding why we compare helps us respond to it differently.
There are two types of comparison. Social psychologists talk about this.
Upward comparison and downward comparison.
Upward comparison is when you compare yourself to someone who seems to have more,
More success, more beauty, more followers, more money.
and it usually makes you feel worse.
Unless you use it as inspiration.
Inspiration, a feeling that motivates you to do something.
The difference between inspiration and envy is your response.
Envy, wanting something someone else has and feeling unhappy that they have it.
Envy says, I wish I had what they have instead of them.
Inspiration says, if they can do that, maybe I can too.
Same trigger, different response.
And you get to choose which response you practice.
Downward comparison is when you compare yourself to someone who seems to have less.
And it can make you feel temporarily better.
But it's a trap.
Because it's not kindness. It's using someone else's difficulty to feel good about yourself.
It doesn't build you up, it just uses them as a floor.
And a floor is not a foundation.
The only comparison that actually helps is comparing yourself to who you were before.
Your only competition is your past self.
Am I more patient than I was last year?
Am I a better communicator than I was 6 months ago?
Is my English stronger than it was when I started?
That comparison is useful because you have access to the full picture.
You know your starting point, you know your obstacles.
You know how hard you worked and how far you've come.
That's an honest comparison.
And it's the only one you can actually win.
Okay, story time.
I love story time.
When I first started learning a second language, I was in a class with 20 people.
And you started comparing?
Almost immediately. This one person, I'll call her Elena.
Always does well in class?
Perfect accent from day one. She spoke like she was born in the country.
And you?
I kept mixing up my tenses, getting words backwards, turning red every time I spoke.
Which made you compare more?
Every single class. Elena over there, confident and smooth. Me over here, stumbling through sentences.
She was message things back.
Me over here, stumbling through.
Me compare their stuff.
And then, we just need the more.
So there, me over here every.
When is me over here?
For there, you can see a class light. How long did that go on?
Until someone told me something I've never forgotten.
What was it?
Elena had lived abroad for 2 years. Her mother was a language teacher. She'd been studying privately since she was 12.
You had no idea.
None. I thought she was just naturally gifted.
And she wasn't.
She had a 10-year head start I didn't know about.
And you were comparing your beginning to her middle.
Exactly. My chapter 1 to her chapter 15.
And that felt like losing.
But it wasn't. I just didn't know the whole story.
We almost never do.
And that's the thing. The comparison is always missing information.
Always.
Once I stopped comparing myself to Elena and started tracking my own progress, everything changed.
Because you finally had a fair measuring stick.
Yourself. A month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago.
Measuring stick. A tool for measuring. A way to see how much has changed.
Your past self is your most honest measuring stick.
Okay, let's get practical. Because understanding this is one thing.
Actually changing the habit is another.
Because comparison is a habit. A pattern the brain has practiced.
And like any habit, you can replace it with a better one.
Here are 5 things you can actually do.
First, notice the moment it starts.
Comparison usually begins with a trigger, something you see or hear.
And there's a gap between the trigger and your response.
A tiny moment where you can choose what happens next.
But first, you have to notice it.
Oh, this is comparison. I see you.
Just naming it creates a small distance.
Instead of being inside the feeling, you're watching it.
And watching gives you options.
Second, ask the question that changes everything.
What do I actually know about this person's full story?
Not what they posted. What do I actually know?
Usually the answer is almost nothing,
And that answer deflates the comparison.
because you can't meaningfully compare yourself to a stranger's highlight reel.
Third, redirect to your own lane.
Lane, like the lines on a road, each driver has their own space.
When you catch yourself comparing, actively redirect your attention.
What am I working on right now?
What progress have I made this week, this month, this year?
Return to your own lane and keep driving.
Fourth, curate your environment.
If certain accounts consistently make you feel inadequate, unfollow them.
Not out of hate, out of self-care.
You choose what goes into your mind.
And you're allowed to protect that space.
You wouldn't leave your front door open to anyone.
Your attention is the same.
Fill it with things that build you up, not things that pull you down.
Fifth, practice gratitude for your own story.
Gratitude. Feeling thankful for what you have.
When comparison pulls you toward what you lack, gratitude pulls you toward what you have.
They can't fully coexist in the same moment.
It's hard to feel deeply grateful and deeply envious at the same time.
So when comparison hits, choose gratitude.
Not forced, not fake.
Real gratitude for something real in your life.
Even something small, especially something small.
The coffee that was hot this morning.
A message from someone who cares about you.
The fact that you're here, learning, growing, choosing better.
That's real. That's yours.
Okay, let's talk about something that doesn't get said enough.
Comparison and social media.
Because you cannot have this conversation honestly without addressing the phone in your pocket.
The average person spends over 2 hours a day on social media.
2 hours of curated highlights.
2 hours of other people's best moments.
And research consistently shows that more passive social media use leads to more comparison and more unhappiness.
Passive. Just scrolling, watching, consuming without creating or connecting.
Versus active use, commenting, sharing, engaging.
Active use is better for your well-being.
Because you're participating, not just watching a performance.
So one practical shift.
When you open social media, ask yourself, am I here to connect or am I just scrolling?
If you're scrolling to fill time, put the phone down.
Go for a walk, make a call, write something.
Do something that's actually yours.
Your real life is happening off the screen.
And it's more interesting than you think.
Okay, vocabulary time.
We've used a lot of great words today. Let's lock them in.
Inadequate, not good enough, not measuring up.
After comparing myself to her, I felt completely inadequate.
She felt inadequate at first, but kept going anyway.
Curated. Carefully chosen and arranged, presenting only the best.
His social media is highly curated. You only see the perfect moments.
She curated her portfolio carefully before the interview.
Envy, wanting what someone else has and feeling unhappy about it.
I felt a wave of envy when I saw his success. But I chose to turn it into motivation.
Envy is normal. What you do with it is what matters.
Inspiration. A feeling that motivates you to do something.
Her story was an inspiration. It showed me what's possible.
I find inspiration in small things. A conversation, a walk, a good book.
Highlight reel, a collection of only the best moments.
Social media is everyone's highlight reel. You never see the full story.
Don't compare your life to someone's highlight reel.
Terrain. The ground you're traveling on. Your conditions and circumstances.
Everyone's terrain is different. Some paths are harder than others.
You're crossing a mountain. They're walking on flat land. The comparison isn't fair.
Measuring stick, a way of judging or comparing things.
Your past self is your best measuring stick.
Don't use other people's success as your measuring stick. Use your own progress.
Here's your challenge for today.
Think of one comparison that's been bothering you recently.
Write it down honestly.
Then write what you don't know about that person's full story.
And then write one thing about your own story you're grateful for.
3 sentences. That's all.
And in the comments, tell us this.
I used to compare myself to blank, but what I've realized is blank.
We read every single comment. Every one.
And when we see yours, we are genuinely rooting for you.
Okay, let's bring this home.
Comparison is human. It's not a flaw. It's just a very old habit.
But like all habits, it can be changed.
Notice the moment it starts.
Ask what you actually know about their full story.
Return to your own lane.
Curate your environment.
And choose gratitude for your own story.
Because your story is happening, right now.
Not on a screen, not in someone else's life.
In yours, with your specific obstacles, your specific strengths.
And your specific, unrepeatable journey.
You are not behind.
You are at a different point in your own story.
And that story is worth writing.
See you next week.
Keep going.
Actually, before we go, one more thing.
There's always one more thing.
Because I think we'd be doing you a disservice if we didn't say this.
Say it.
Comparison doesn't fully disappear.
Even when you know all of this. Even when you practice.
It will still show up, unexpectedly, on a random Tuesday.
And that's not failure.
That's just being human in a world full of other humans.
The goal isn't to never compare.
The goal is to catch it faster.
To recover quicker.
To spend less time in that feeling before you find your way back.
Back to your own story.
Back to your own lane.
Back to the only race that actually matters.
The one between you and who you were yesterday.
And every time you catch it and redirect,
That's a win.
even if nobody sees it.
Especially if nobody sees it.
Because the person who matters most saw it.
You did.
Okay, now we're done.
Now we're done. See you next week.
Keep going.